I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone. So gone.
Hi, Deric B. Armament and Axes here doing another AR build video. Now, we've done AR build videos before. I've definitely done AR builds before, but I did something a little bit different with this one. All the other builds that I've done, I've started with a basic kit and kind of done upgrades here and there as I could. This one, I started with all higher end custom parts. I definitely could have spent more, but everything that went into building this was at the very least a fairly significant upgrade over a basic build kit. It actually took me the better part of a year to put all this together because I kind of had to buy all this, as I could and as I could afford it. So I'm not going to go into everything that went into this build, but the highlights would be, instead of the Anderson strip lower, your basic, which works fine, Anderson strip lower, I went with a Spikes Tactical strip lower. And the barrel that I put on this is a 16-inch 300 Blackout Ballistic Advantage barrel. It's a 1-in-7 twist with 5R rifling. So just in the barrel and in the strip lower, I've got more money into those two things than most of the other builds that I got, I did combined, basically. Some of the other things that I put into it, the gas block, it's a pistol length gas system, is a Superlative Arms gas block. It's adjustable, of course, and it has bleed off, which is probably going to come in very handy when we do the suppressor videos. Those are yet to come as soon as I get my stuff together. I put a SIG Romeo red dot on this. This is a bit of an upgrade from the other SIG red dots that I've used. It does have auto shut off. If you leave it setting, unmoved for X amount of time, it will auto shut off. I also put a little bit of money into the buffer and the buffer spring. It's a tungsten 3-ounce buffer, and I spent, I think, $50 just on the buffer spring, which again, you can definitely spend more, but the buffer and the buffer spring were about $120 combined. So I put in a Rave 140 drop-in trigger. I really love those triggers. Again, you can spend more money on a trigger, but I've had actually great luck with those triggers. So that's the trigger that I went with. And, in sticking with the 300 Blackout theme, I kind of went with the Punisher theme again for the 300 Blackout. Now, I'm curious, does using all higher end parts really make that much of a difference? Am I going to see, any difference in accuracy, in grouping, in shooting, in smoothness? I suppose we're going to find out. Also, before we head to the range, real quick shout out to our sponsor, Splatterburst Targets. You've heard us say this before. We will continue to say it because we absolutely believe it. Go try out Splatterburst Targets. You will definitely be glad you did. You can get them on the Splatterburst website. You can get them right off Amazon. Go check out Splatterburst. So, enough of the intro. I think it's time to head to the range and let's see how this higher end custom build 300 Blackout does. Okay, so we're at the range. Gonna put our first rounds through the new 300 Blackout build. It's time to find out, does using all higher end custom parts make a difference, or does it not? I don't know. Let's see what we got here. It does help if you, there we go. Wow. I'll tell you what, it is incredibly smooth. I mean, it is amazingly smooth. Like I said in the entry video, I spent quite a bit more money than I normally do just on the buffer and the buffer spring. And it's cycling really smooth and shooting incredibly smooth. So far, so good. Extremely happy so far. Let's take it up to the head and see what we got here. I think I pulled that one. Yeah, I thought that was the last round. Tell you what, so far so good. Again, it's smooth. It's shooting incredibly smooth. I'm gonna have Chris put a mag through it and see what he thinks, see if he agrees or disagrees with my assessment. But yeah, definitely liking it so far. We'll see, we'll take a look at the target video, see how accurate it is, but I'm definitely liking the way it's shooting for sure.
Alrighty, Chris B. I'm gonna try Deric's new 300 Blackout build rifle. I love the 300 Blackout. I love mine. I hope I can shoot it as good as he did, because that's some really nice, tight, consistent groups. So I'm gonna go ahead and run a mag through it and see how I do. Of course, no lead sled, because I hate them. And this thing is a little high for me, but I'll make it work. Can't shoot slow. I like it. Well, for shooting fast, it's still tight groups. I like it. I like it a lot. I like the trigger too. That's sweet.
Yeah, that's the Rave 140. What do you think of the smoothness? Is it just me, or does it shoot nice and smooth?
It does. It's smooth. I mean, you can, all ARs, you're going to hear the buffer and, the tube and whatnot, but I mean, I like it. Thumbs up approval from me.
All right, gonna put one more mag through the new 300 Blackout. So far, so good. I'm gonna be using Chris's apparatus, and no matter what he tells you, he loves the lead sled. Really, he does. So.
Not.
That is so smooth. Yeah, I guess there is something to be said for using higher end custom parts. Again, I could have spent more, but I do have some other AR builds and one other 300 Blackout build where I just bought a kit and then maybe upgraded a few things here and there. But with this was all custom higher end parts, and I guess there is something to be said for that. So far so good. We'll see what happens when I've got a 1,000, 2,000 or 3,000 rounds down through it. But so far, definitely liking it. And as always, peace to all. Stay two-way strong.
I'm gone. I'm gone.